Howdy, home, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Oh man, it's definitely not 7 days for me to die. I've died twice today. I was trying to get down to some new territory. I'd like to get some more supplies. I'm almost out of fuel, and so I definitely need to pick up some more fuel. And so I was hoping to maybe get down to some new territory. And, ooh, careful, I don't want to sprain my ankle here. And, maybe just hunt out some new little towns to loot. I'd like to get my hands on some plastics and um, parts and submachine gun. Maybe a new sniper rifle out here somewhere, And, because I did pretty good surviving day 28 Horde. And I definitely am going to want to, now that I've got food going again, with the extra potatoes, I want to go ahead and start working on getting my sniper rifle back and, some more lights around the base, as well as I'm going to need to spend some time digging. And so I thought, I'll go south. And I didn't realize how far south I had explored. And so I actually ended up somewhere out here. I have lost my motorcycle, my mini bike. And I'm trying to hook back up to this road here to the south, because I think I died somewhere there, and then of course I died again. And the mini bike is not showing up on the map anywhere. I don't know what that means, but of course once you die and you drop your little blue icon and then you die again, blue icon's gone. And so I have no idea where my stuff is at. What happened was I stopped to check my map in the morning, like 2:30 a.m. And so I think it's along this road. I'm pretty sure you can see how much of this coastway here is explored. That was me on my bike. And no. I think that's home and a map I picked up. Never mind. I got excited there for a second. I saw white on the compass, but no. So I'm really hoping to come across my bike and my bag of armor and weapons and whatnot. Along through here somewhere. I'm assuming it hasn't just been destroyed. I don't know. Hey, floating garbage. Hey, floating garbage, have you seen my bike? See that zombie over there? I'm pretty sure I was on the road when I died. So it should be right on the road or right close to the edge of the road. I wish I remember which direction I was going when it happened, so I'd have some clue of where it happened. No, what I'd like is if the map would just, display my bike like it normally does. I don't know why it's not. Oh, it is now. Weird. Well, I found my bike, so yay. Makes me feel a lot better. And right next to it should be my blue bag. Yep. Ah. Yes. Things are much better when you have your standard equipment back on. You know, I realized as I was bleeding out that I did not... Oh, I didn't bring any more with me. I did not bring Band-Aids. So this is actually where I wanted to head to and see if there's a route south from here. But I am almost out of fuel. I should check. I think I've got a little bit of fuel in here. I didn't bring any fuel with me. Oh man, I am completely out of fuel. So I need to keep an eye out for a gas station. For sure. Yeah, we didn't get to play our D&D last night. The other guy moved and didn't get back, I guess, online in time. It did, however, give me another bit of time to think about how I wanted to upgrade my character. We hit our level at the end of last session, so before next session we have to have all our updates done. And I originally thought I was going to update actual stats, but due to the length of the campaign, I don't know how many more levels we're going to get, and I think a new ability would be better than a couple of extra points in stats, because we're talking like 1 extra point added to your dice roll. We're not talking like something amazing from increasing stats. And so it'll be interesting anyways to see how that plays out. And I opted for the feat. It's called a feat. It's technically a new ability. Alright, I have got to find some fuel in here. This little town. Little town. Little town, you got a gas station? I'm gonna go over here and check before I head further south. Yeah, I opted for because of the right there we go. Because of the I don't know what the word I want to use here. The job position, the the role. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Because of the role I've kind of been forced into. And I don't know how much of it is afraid to be touched by the only fighter on our team. Well, technically she's my character. She's a fighter now too. But when we started, she was not a fighter. She was an assassin, which is a low armor, high DPS damage dealer, and that was my big plans for her. And so I can't remember. Can I just do this from my... well, then we got start getting into combat, and I'm going to start collecting this for fertilizer purposes, I believe. But the fighter on our team, he decided that he was going to take this other feat that lets you run away when you attack, so that he didn't have to be next to the bad guys anymore. Actually, he took that to start with, so he would never have to be next to the bad guys. And the problem is that leaves your healer and your caster. Oh, dude, you need some liquid here. As well as your low armor, high DPS damage per second. Your high damage assassin with no defense. And so I have, moved her into the role of more of a tank than she had been. She still doesn't have like any kind of super metal armor or anything. She's still rocking really good armor, but it's her high stats that have allowed her to tank the way she does. And so anyway, she because I have swapped her class out, because she was running, like I said, assassin, and then I switched her to warrior, fighter, not warrior. And I said I was going to collect this meat, but then I realized you just get that from carving up zombies. I don't need to carry that around with me. I can get that when I'm back close to home. Yeah, so the plan was just a bunch of DPS, and now she's got to stay on the front line. It really came to my attention. I mean, besides he's always running away, but it really came to my attention this one time we fought. I think that was the level when I decided to switch her to warrior. Was right after this fight where we get in this fight, and there's a lot of bad guys in it. A lot, like 15 or 20 of them, and so my healer is usually toward the front because he does wear a lot of armor, and so with him being so heavily armored, I don't mind when he's close to the front, but it does limit what I can do with him because there are spells that require what they call concentration, and if you hit, you have to check to see if your concentration's broken. You know, it looked like there was a road across here, but I don't. There is right up here. And so with her level here, what has happened is when you take your levels in a class, certain things happen. And so, my first 5 levels went into... Was it my first 5 levels? I don't think it was my first 5 levels. Well, it could have been my first 5 levels. First 5 levels went into Rogue. And, let me finish the story about the big fight. And so we're doing the big fight, and for the assassin's abilities to function, someone has to be within 5 feet of the bad guy that she's going to attack with her high damage. And that doesn't work when you have a sorcerer who throws spells from as far away as possible. And a fighter, well, a monk, which is one of the fighter class types, a monk who decides it's not his place to be anywhere near combat. Uh, and and so if he won't stand next to them, I don't ever get to use my abilities. And I don't know how much of that was him not wanting his character to be hit, because he plays a wizard in our other campaign, and he hides behind rocks and stuff during combat, even though he's nowhere near. Yep, this is a place I have not been to. Whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a new bedroll. And I'm gonna see about looting this place a little bit here. Guess I will, let's look for a place with a ladder, and I'll camp out somewhere here in town. Oof. What's going on there, man? What was that noise? Oh, the bar would have worked. You guys don't have any regular stores here? I miss regular stores. And anyways, and so he made his character to start with the ability to run away, and so he pretty much never stays in contact with the enemy. He literally runs into the other room to hide, leaving the sorcerer and healer and assassin to fend for themselves. And I probably would have chosen a different class when we got started, had I known he was not going to use his abilities to fight. Like, the monk has, like, special defense and dodges and stuff like that he does not use because he never stays in combat. So we're in this fight, and there's like 15 or 20 orcs coming at us, and I saw there was a kind of a little narrow point in the cave we were in where we could try and hold them. It wasn't narrow enough that you could stand there and block it. We did that a couple of times too, but not with these orcs. And we being my two characters and spells that I cast, not the monk, because he never stays that in the front. And so he he runs up, he attacks, and then he runs away. And not only does he run away, but he uses a special ability to run even farther. And so we're in a cave, and he's running all the way back to the entrance of the cave to hide behind the sorcerer. And I'm like, alright. At this point, I need the extra abilities of a fighter, which is more hit points. I needed more hit points, so my not that there's a big difference between the classes, but there's a little bit of difference. And if I'm going to have to be frontline, I can't be wasting my abilities to hide and stuff. So I don't ever get to hide during combat, or even attempt to, because that would leave the sorcerer and the healer as the only people anywhere near the bad guys. And yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so I've gone warrior with her, and she just hit. Yeah, this place is terrible. I changed my mind. I'm not building a base here because now that I've driven around the place, I'm just gonna go back to those couple of stores I saw and loot those and get out of here. Because this place sucks. It looked like it was gonna be a huge set of stores and stuff maybe, but no, we got a bunch of houses and I'm not that interested in houses, I guess. At least not in this foggy terrain with vultures, which I hate, so. Yeah, so I was debating pretty heavily and to take the stat increase, which was going to give me like 9 extra hit points, which is pretty good. That's like, that's most of it a hit by a bad guy. Oh, the other one I think was extra points into charisma, just because it needed one more point to hit its next level up. And I don't use charisma a lot with her, so I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe I was just throwing away stats at that point, and I have opted to go with Sentinel. Oh, this is not. Oh, you know what? And so Sentinel. Sentinel allows you to go ahead and if a bad guy tries to run away from you, you can attack it. I mean, you can do that anyways, but if you hit it, it can't move. And so that will help keep people safe. Let's see what kind of parts I get from this thing. Yeah, I will take parts. Lead pipes, not so interesting. Or, they're not lead, but pipes. And so, that's an okay ability. It's first time I learned about Sentinel, to get off track like I normally do here. First time I learned about Sentinel was because the guy who runs our Wednesday game, he's all about the cheatiest way possible to play. Like, not breaking rules. You have to stay within the rules. But if you can figure out how to how to do something that, you know, makes you way more powerful using simple means, then he's all about that. And so he used to tell me all the time that I needed to change how I play my fighter on Mondays, because he plays on our Monday game. Because my fighter on my Monday game, he uses a greatsword. He started out with sword and board, as they call it, using a sword and a shield. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. It might have been more for me had I used the Shield Master feat, but I preferred Great Weapon Master, and so our DM, because it was our first time playing, let us switch things around a little bit after we got going. Like, that was level 4. I got to level... Was it level 4? No. I think it was... We were like level 2, and I decided I didn't like Sword and Shield. And so he let me switch to two-handed greatsword. And so I went... At this point, you know, I've gotten my hands on special magical two-handed greatsword, and well, that's not the most powerful way to play. And so there's a build for a really powerful fighter that uses two-handed pole arms, and you combine Sentinel, Sentinel, Great Weapon Master, and Polearm Master, and if you have all those, it's super powerful. And so he's always telling me I need to, or he was always telling me that I needed to swap to that as my... Oh, there was a bandage. I need to keep that on me. As my ability, and that I was playing my character wrong. And so I don't really need this cloth, I guess. I was thinking about keeping cloth for splint purposes, but oh, you know what I was going to do too? I was going to eat this large ration I've got in here. Lamb rations. So, that's where I learned about Sentinel, because Polearm Master allows you to hit creatures when they come to you, and with the two-handed weapons, you have a 2-square reach instead of a 1-square reach. Or not the two-handed, the polearm weapons. Did I say polearm? If I didn't say polearm, I meant polearm. And then with Great Weapon Master, you add extra damage to the attacks, and then with Sentinel, this is what I got from the other guy, was Sentinel allows you to, when you hit them, when they try to run away, they get a, opportunity of 0, and so because and this plays into his not wanting to be touched, because my fighter is a frontline guy, when the bad guys charge him, he gets to attack when they get within 10 feet of him because of Polearm Master, and it is an opportunity attack, and so because of Sentinel, if he hits, they can't move any farther, and because of Great Weapon Master, he would get extra damage. And that's what he told me about Sentinel. And so it didn't seem like my kind of thing. So I didn't really look into it. And so I finally looked at it, and it's actually way better than the way he makes it sound. Ignoring the they can't move thing, which sounds nearly useless to me. I don't care if they move or not. Honestly, but if they attack someone who's if you're within 5 feet of a bad guy and they attack someone else, and you have a reaction available, you can attack them. And that sounded awesome. And so I took that on my fighter, and then I have just taken it on my assassin fighter. Not that he knows that yet, but he will find out. Of course, that means I'm going to have to make sure to keep my cleric within... I want to get my cleric up close now. I have to keep my cleric up close because the other fighter in the group... ooh, there's a splint. I'll just take a splint. The other fighter in the group, he won't stay next to the bad guys. And it kind of sucks when your ability requires someone within 5 feet of the bad guy to activate, and the only other guy who should be next to the bad guys won't stand there. And he knows he's doing it, because he says while we're fighting, "Yep, and I'm a bad teammate, so here I'm moving my guy away, so you can't use your ability." And so it really makes me question which thing in his mind is winning the contest there, if it's trying to stop the bad guys from having any contact with his character, or if it's his ability to reduce the power of my character, because he complains a lot about how overpowered our characters are. We're not there's no overpowered to our characters. I don't understand where he gets that from. We're from the book. You know, in fact, we're so from the book. There's nothing we pretty much do that can't be done in the official online anything, and we're not even using anything special. We're just, and we don't roll well either, which is why I don't understand his. You guys are overpowered. We just we take a lot of damage, and he gives us a lot of short rests because his character depends on short rests to be able to do things, and so like a short rest is supposed to be, you know, like an hour or so, and in our Monday night game is pretty lax when it comes to that stuff, and so just a couple, you know, 10 minutes or whatever is a short rest in our Monday night game. So he's adopted that because the character he plays, the monk, uses short rest based abilities, and so that says unlocked, and I just went ahead and put my axe through it. And you know, I bet I should be doing the TVs as well. Yep, there's my plastic and my parts. Gotta do those TVs, man. And but yeah, so I've decided to go Sentinel with my fighter because if it's her and the cleric standing next to the bad guys, although I think what that means is that my cleric's just going to get hit a lot more, and or no, my rogue will get hit a lot more because he will just suddenly start telling us that, oh, they've decided to go after the rogue because she seems like the bigger threat than the cleric, and he'll just stop hitting the cleric so that I can't take advantage of Sentinel. That was why it was such a debate. Like, a couple of stat points, not that amazing for me, but I feel like he's going to not allow me to use Sentinel the way it's supposed to be used. And I know on Monday night our DM kind of does the same thing, and he but it backfires on him because he doesn't like to attack my fighter because he has a lot of armor at this point, and so he attacks other people. But if I'm next to them when they attack other people now, I get an extra attack on them. And so it doesn't work out as well in his favor not to attack me. But he still doesn't attack me. I know it was pretty funny. We fought a dragon, and we fought 2 dragons now, and neither dragon would fight my character. Like, I'm the fighter, I'm front line, and they're attacking other people because in fact, we joked about this the other night. Was my fight against the last dragon, the only damage I took was because there was sharp glass on the floor, and I ran across it. That was it. That was the only thing that did damage to me, was sharp glass on the floor. Well, it's crystals, so sharp crystal on the floor that pierced my boots because I moved too fast. I took, I think, 6 points of damage from running across the floor because the dragon kept running away from me. But yeah. Anyways, all right, let's head out here and we'll see how well I did. I actually need to come down here and grab these last couple TVs. It'll just take a second here. Not quite the store I was imagining that I would be looting, but you know, I need a lot of parts and plastic. And this definitely was a decent source of both. We started playing a multiplayer game on the stream on Monday nights, and that I play with, the guys that stream, and one of them got shocked because they haven't played this version before. But yeah, so what I went up with here, 30 electronic components, 63 plastics, nice, 75 electrical parts, 35 mechanical parts, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. So click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. I'll talk to you later.